just wanted to show what I'm working on outside right now. And I have those fig cuttings that I mentioned in my last video. Well, I have some of them. Basically, this is what I'm working with right now for 3 of them. They've developed like this, and they're starting to kind of get those secondary roots appearing on the roots that are growing out. So I think it's a good time to start planting them out into actual soil. So I've just got these little pots here, kind of the clear ones that you get maybe a little tomato or basil plant in from Lowe's or Home Depot. And the plan is just to put them in here and then fill it up with dirt and then see what happens. And I have 3. That one that I showed right there isn't even the one with the most roots. This one right here, interestingly enough, has the most roots but has the smallest leaves, which maybe makes sense because it's putting more energy into roots than into the leaves. But it's also one of the bigger cuttings of fig here. And this is just the one from a friend. So I'm gonna be planting these. Here's the other one. It has some decent roots as well. But I find that if I wait too long after soaking things in water and waiting for the roots to develop, if I wait too long to plant them into dirt, they actually tend to do worse than if I were to have planted them earlier. And that's just my personal experience. I'm not sure if other people have noticed that, but it's almost as though they begin to adapt more to the water than to soil, and then the transplant on them is more shocking. So I think now's a good time. They've been soaking for, I believe, maybe 3 weeks now, at least a couple weeks, but it's got to be closer to a month. And so these are just those fig cuttings, and I just used rooting hormone on them right whenever I got them. They were just wrapped in a wet paper towel. So these turned out really well, and I'll give you an update once we get a little bit more growth on them, or let you know what happens basically after I put them into the dirt here. Here are those 3 cuttings now planted into dirt. They really needed it because these leaves were developing and they just weren't getting enough light, and they were just sort of bending in odd ways, and I don't want that to affect the future growth. But this is really awesome because they all have their main growth coming from the very top of the stem, from the cutting. There are some growth points down here, but it's really nice that it's just working, because I tend to have some bad luck with propagating using root hormone in water. I get a lot of rot sometimes, and I know some tricks to kind of prevent that. I didn't really use any of them this time, and so these fig cuttings just came out really nice, and I'm really happy with the result. But I'll keep you updated in terms of what happens next. I like using these clear pots because I get to see the roots actually grow out in here, and that's a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, those are my 3 fig cuttings here. We do have 3 more, but they just weren't ready yet. So these 3 are ready to go, and we'll see what happens.